I'd like to highlight the carbon information disclosure and to further improve the modern governance capacity. I think the most important thing is that we need to break through the barriers of the government and enterprises to improve their environmental performance, so that through the carbon information disclosure, those enterprises could better demonstrate their efforts in terms of carbon emission reduction and their compliance, so that we could improve the influence, competitiveness.
ESG has shown that the carbon account value, it has also shown the value of the credibility of the business as well as their market value. From the biodiversity, the completeness of that is an important indicator. The biodiversity-related risks are similar to the climate change-related risk. It is divided into the physical risk or transition risk. Physical risk is based on the understanding is that currently our economic activities are largely dependent on the biodiversity. So the value provided by the ecosystem, if they collapse, the economic activities will also suffer from losses. The transition risk is just the opposite, because all the countries in the world have realized that the biodiversity has already become the threat. We need to take measures to mitigate or minimize about the deterioration. So there will be some international framework and also that the international policies. So there will also be some new requirements and policies which will also generate a risk of the business operations and also in turn with the financial risk. So this is about the loss of the biodiversity and also the financial system.
Actually, the ICT has affected the human civilization for many times. For the first one is invention of the computers. The second one is the invention of printers. The digital ties happened at the end of last century was also a way for the information technology to promote the civilization for mankind as the third point.
Therefore, only when you can control these hardware tools and create it independent, that means when your unit data generation is the lowest, you can make more. You can also have made a more scientific research. This is the current state we have. We also need to have this technology to be controlled, so we can also achieve our target.
To sum up, China's 36 target needs the self-revolution, because in China, we only take half of the time to develop and complete the transition from peaking to neutrality. The basis of doing this is the institutional advantage and resource advantage. At the same time, we also need to deal with the four pairs of relationships: the coordination relation between development and emission reduction, overall and partial, long-term and short-term goals, and government and market.
The social responsibility of enterprise requires that enterprise must go beyond the traditional concepts of the profit as the only goal, emphasize attention to human value in the production process, and emphasize the contribution of environment consumers. The development of the society, promoting the progress of the industry, and bringing a better life to more people are the biggest changes.
Technology can be seen as a means of governance because it standardizes, it normalizes behavior, it makes the progress, and it is certainly necessary. But in the previous years or even decades, in the whole climate talk and the whole climate discourse, and the Paris Agreement is fundamentally grounded in technology. Like carbon offsetting, carbon sinks, the whole taxonomy, the whole discussion about ESG is a technological approach. And if one of the main risks is actually climate action failure, it has something to do maybe that the focus has been too much on technology, and the over-reliance on technology, that technology will sort out the problem, I think is a big risk actually.